I love that job. I have worked there, I guess, a year and a half. No, I've worked there two and a half years. 2.5 years. I worked at the mailroom for 3 years. Yeah, I worked at the mailroom for 3 years because I worked an extra 6 months at the actual mailroom before I moved over to the bookstore. So, I'm really sad. I'm gonna miss all my coworkers so much. I'm currently walking back to my apartment to eat lunch because I'm starving. It's freezing out here, as usual. Yep, that's it. That's the update. Just finished eating lunch, and I have about an hour and a half until graduation rehearsals, so I think it's time to take down everything from my walls. Oh, there's more over here. This is always the worst part about moving out. It's so sad, because like once you take everything off the wall, it's like not your room anymore. It's just like an empty box, you know? Like, it's so sad.
We were, and oh my gosh, that guy passed out. Or maybe you weren't there. He took his own blood, and then someone just brings him life.
Hello. It's so cold out here, but it's sunset time, and it's my last OBU sunset, so I'm going on a walk of reflection, memories, closure. I am a sentimental person, so I have to do things like this. So I have this flannel and another flannel, so maybe I won't freeze. It's very cold, but I have to do this, so yes. I can't believe it. It's my last night in Oklahoma. Ah. There's Taylor across the street. I lived there my sophomore year with Sarah. We had so many special memories in room 149, I think was our number. 147, that was our number. TRC 147. That was such a good year. The library. I spend a lot of time in here studying and writing papers, crying, sleeping, reading books, all the things. There is Stavros. It's the nursing building. That's where I had my J-term class this year. Fairy Tales and Families of Dr. Camp. It was such a good time. I loved that class. There's the GC right there. The CAF is upstairs. then downstairs is Chick-fil-A and the big gathering space. That's also where the bookstore is. So I spent lots of time in there. This is Shawnee Hall. This is my favorite building on campus. It's also the original building for OBU. I love it so much. There's this very specific smell in the staircases. It just like smells old. Except I think they're about to remodel it, so it might not smell old anymore after that. But I had lots of classes in Shawnee. I had Old and New Testament, both of my Spanish classes, Comp 2, Baptist History, and Theology. Yeah, good times in Shawnee Hall. This is the Oval. The Christmas lights literally just turned on. It's so beautiful tonight. Wow, thank you, Lord, for a pretty sunset. This is where the freshman walk began. I don't think, we're doing a walk tomorrow for graduation, but I don't think we go all the way over here. I've always loved this. There's all these Bible verses on the ground. It's just so beautiful. This is where the walk started, and then I think we went that way towards the GC. We actually had a modified walk my freshman year because there was a skunk. So we had to walk around the skunk so he wouldn't spray us. And then here's Thurmond. This is the business building where you pay all your tuition and the financial aid office. And all the fancy offices are here, but I would always deliver the mail over here, if y'all have been around for those videos. Fun times. This is the science building over here. I had one class in here. It was a Tuesday night lab. It was cut short by the pandemic, which I was not mad about because I did not enjoy that lab. And then over here is WMU. This is where I lived my freshman year. I had some really rough times in WMU, but it made me the person who I am today. So, you know, it's okay. I'm gonna keep walking so you can kind of see on the 4th floor, right there in the corner. That was my window. That was my room 421. And then this is Bailey Business Center. I had so many classes in here. I don't think I can list them all. So many. Most of my ministry classes were in here, and yeah, I had so many classes in here. And that right there is Montgomery Hall. That's the Hobbs building where all my professors' offices are. Let's go over here. That's Ford. I love Ford. It's a room dedicated to practice rooms. I used it a lot my freshman and sophomore years when I was in marching band. I would come over here and practice my music and practice working on memorizing it. I didn't use it very much junior and senior year because I was so busy. But we love Ford. And then of course the art building. I'm not gonna walk all the way over there, but I love the art building. Obviously I had lots of classes in there. Oh, behind the art building is the art annex, and I had my first art class in there. I can't believe how beautiful it is tonight. Wow. we're kind of coming up on Kerr, which is that dorm right there. It's also for women, freshman through senior. It always reminds me of my friend Renee. She lived in Kerr several years, 3 years I think. No, just 2 years. She was in RA the second year. But I will never forget, there was one night I was having a crisis in the library my freshman year, and she was like, "Jen, come to my dorm and eat cake with me and we can cry together." And I will never forget that. It was so special. She was such a sweet friend. She's married now and she's getting her master's at Southwestern, and I'm so proud of her. Here's a really random memory for you, but during COVID year, so it was spring 2021, I was out sitting in this pavilion right here writing a paper during the homecoming parade / inauguration parade for our new president, Dr. Thomas, that just went down University Street. So I was watching it from here, writing a paper, watching the parade, and then later that night I think there was an outdoor concert in the Rayleigh lawn, and I was continuing to write my paper at the concert. Oh, I love this area. It's just so beautiful, cozy. There's Rayleigh in all her glory. I love Rayleigh. I spent lots of time in there between band and my other classes. I had Civ and Potter auditorium inside of Rayleigh. There's dedicated Civ rooms in Shawnee Hall, but because it was COVID year, we had to social distance. So we met in Potter so we could spread out. And I remember I had class in the art annex, which is in like the opposite end of campus. So I had to like sprint from the art annex to Potter for Civ. Oh, I will miss this view. It's such a beautiful building. And the bells that go off every hour, I will miss that. This is Howard. This is an old dorm / apartment area. My mom lived here when she was a student, and they used it as quarantine housing during the pandemic. That is AG off in the distance. That's the boys' dorm. I never went in there, and I have no desire to. And then this is Noble. There's several like gyms in here, I guess, like basketball courts, and it's where all the basketball games and volleyball games are. Never went to any of those, but I had like a health and wellness class on the second floor my freshman year. Otherwise, I never went inside of Noble. This is Westview. This is apartments for upperclassmen females. My mom lived here. I never did. But I had lots of friends who lived here, and my mom lived here. And this is where it all started, right here in this parking lot. We came up here, gosh, I don't remember what year it was. It was like 2013 maybe, 2014, 2015, somewhere in there. And we were up here for my mom's class reunion. It must have been 2015 because I think it was her 20th class reunion. Anyway, we parked in this parking lot. This was my first OBU experience, walking this way into Rayleigh. It was on that trip in 2015 when I decided that I did not want to go to OVU. But obviously God had other plans. I didn't come back up here until 2018, my senior year. I was up here twice doing preview days. And then I came up again in March 2019 to audition for a band scholarship. And then I came up in August 2019 to move in to WMU and do band camp, which our marching field, I'm about to walk over there, but it was right over there. And we would always walk from Rayleigh in front of AG over to the marching field. That is no longer the marching field, but it's okay because band is growing and changing. But yeah, this is where it all started, in this parking lot. This was my first experience of OVU. This is the old marching field / intramural field right here in front of the football stadium. I spent many hours on this field marching. This is where I learned how to march. And the stadium is where we had all of our football games. Still do. Hasn't changed. My favorite part about being in marching band, other than like performing the shows, was our parade. So we would start over in front of Rayleigh and we did our little like pep talk and chant or whatever. And then we would walk along that sidewalk and come across through this parking lot and over to there and march into the stands. And I always felt so cool. I loved doing parades and marching band. That was our game day parade, and then the other parade we did was the Shawnee Christmas parade, and that was super fun. Yeah, there it is. The old marching field. I feel so old saying that. They have a new marching field now across the street. Here's another random memory for you. I have memories in almost every spot in this campus, which is just crazy. But when I moved in sophomore year, me and my family, we weren't all allowed to go into my dorm at the same time because social distancing. So we all came out here and sat at these benches and ate Qdoba for lunch with Sarah. So there's Taylor's just right across the street. So we just came over here and ate lunch together. It was such a happy memory. Okay, my room in Taylor was that window right there on the first floor. 147. Nope, I lied. It's that one. My room in Taylor was right there. That window on the first floor. Room 147. My suite mate was the RA, Kaylee. She was so sweet. I loved living in Taylor. Sophomore year was probably my favorite year of college, aside from all the COVID stuff. It was a very good year. And my second favorite year would probably be this semester right now. It's been a good year, and I'm very thankful for that, because my junior year was not very good. It was really rough. But I'm very thankful for the time that I had this semester. I can't believe it's over. The sun is setting on my time at OVU. This is the apartment complex I lived in junior and senior years. It's very nice. I enjoyed living over here for the most part. I lived in building 108. You can't really see it right now, but we're walking towards it. I lived with Sarah, and Madison and Ashley as well. I've lived with Sarah for 2.5 years, and I'm not ready to not live with Sarah. Anyway, this is my building. 108. I'm on the other side, so you can't see our apartment from here, but this is where I lived. From my walk. Very cold, but it was worth it. I'm glad I went. It was so beautiful tonight. But now it's time to cook my last dinner in the apartment. I'm making spaghetti. It only seems right. Last dinner. The last supper. Except no one's dying.